Action. Hey guys, it's Kai. I went 7-2 at the Santa Clara Regional. I did pretty good, and I did it on Labrynth. So I previously said Labrynth was no longer competitively viable, but as the format kind of narrowed down to Yummy and Dracotail, or Yummy Mitsu and Dracotail, I was able to prepare my deck to do as good as possible. And so I'm prepared to show you guys what I have cooked up in the lab. So this is the wonderful Arias. This is me. This is my best field center ever. It's made of metal. Don't ignore that. That's not happening. Okay, so let's get into the main deck. Also, before we get started, here, come back to me. Some shout outs. I want to shout out Ruby. I want to shout out Sebastian. I want to shout out everyone who works here at Core TCG doing their best to hold the event. JCS, all the judges, Cameron, all those guys, Robert. Yeah, so thank you for running the event. I had a wonderful time. I also want to shout out Anthony Chan, who I beat, and he was like a really cool duelist to play against. Everyone was just really chill. I think I had like the most fun playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Today in a very long time. I'm not just doing D-Barrier stuff anymore. I mean, I want D-Barrier back, but I don't have to win that way anymore. I can win in more ridiculous ways, and I'm going to get into that right now. So let's get into the monsters. So come back down. Oops, sorry. This is the mat of the artwork that I drew for this fake card that kind of went viral. So let's go with the best card in the deck, Arias, the Labrynth Butler. This is me. Every time I steal this card, my win rate just goes up significantly. Going second, this plus Trap Trick, this plus even Engine is just, it helps you accelerate the game. Decks like Dracotail, they usually play, their plays are usually stuck in the main phase. So if you can do this, if you can play in their draw phase or set up plays in the end phase, it allows you to kind of like go through this loophole. And so I really like Labrynth. It has this like weird interaction with these decks for some reason. And so Arias being able to pair with so many other cards in my deck, I just, every time I see this card, I'm winning. Okay. 3 Ariana, this is the other servant. So this card is searching Arias sometimes, searching Coup Clock, your missing furniture piece, to get your plus. This is the only other real card that really pluses you across 2 turns, so definitely a 3 of. Into the furnitures, I count Molcharme Fulos as a furniture, so I'm no longer playing Extrav, which means I have more discard cards to discard, and my going second is a lot stronger now. I'm not playing Extras for a reason, so I can main deck 3 Molcharme Fulos now. If I draw this going first, sometimes it's correct to just pass on nothing, or you pass on 1 set trap, and then you try to Fulos your opponent, depending on what you think your opponent is on. Always ask what how many cards are in their deck. So yeah, so this card is really good. It pairs extremely well with furniture, and I'll get into later of what I'm trying to do on my opponent's turn, going second. So the furnitures, of course, the level 3 and the level 2. We're going high to low in terms of levels. Stovey, Torby, Chandelier pairs really well with the honorary furniture Backjack. So Backjack is trying to get you to your powered traps, which we will get to soon. Of course, you have Coup Clock, the one-ofs. These cards are just engine requirements. You do want to see Coup Clock. I love that. I love it as a one-of because when you do draw it, you most likely have furniture, which means this card is live. If you play this at any more than 2, you're likely to just see it on its own, which is not enough, and you just don't want that. Same thing goes for Lovely. Pretty much the same exact thing. You can high roll your opponent with the one-of sometimes, which is great. Okay, so for the trap lineup, also no spells, no E-Ride in the main, or no X-Trap in the main. I'm not trying to lose to Dracotail anymore. I don't want to give them value on their flame at all. And you're also going to see why I can't have in the main deck when I show you my trap lineup. So it's Trap Trick, 3 Simultaneous Equation Cannon. So this card, the whole idea is you send Dracotail first, or okay, you don't have to send Dracotail first, but Dracotail has a hard time dealing with this card. They have to play into it. They'll summon their Arthalion and maybe their Gulamel, which is a level 7, which makes it even easier to hit. The range is just expanded because it's level 7, and they have to set their traps. Once you banish the traps and you delete everything, all they have left is likely hand traps plus 5 mana, and maybe 1 or 2 engine pieces, and that is just not enough. So once you resolve this card going second, like in the main, you just go Arias at this, or you go end phase Backjack effect. this is game winning. And it is almost the same thing for Mitsurugi, because Mitsurugi pluses more, so the card count is actually higher than expected. And so when they force you to discard with Murakumo, you actually still can resolve this sometimes. And banishing the trap, banishing Murakumo, banishing all their other stuff is like a huge deal. So also they have to set their prayers if they want to get value out of it, and they can't always read that you're going to be able to have this. Otherwise, they're just not going to set their prayers, and they're just going to hold their prayers for the whole turn. Well then, yeah, sure, then I'm probably going to, I mean, I might not, but I can try to gas through the board, which is not bad. Okay, so for the other traps. 3 Duruma Camera Cannon. So the decks that this is good against, this is good against, this is bad against, and vice versa. So these two cannon trap cards really complete each other, and I think it's probably on purpose. They both have cannon in the name, and Karma Cannon being able to beat your Malice opponents, being able to beat your like Yummy opponents is really important. This card will just save you so many times, and it not being hard once means I think it's correct to always play 3. We used to play only 2 when you play like Punishment and stuff, but we don't have that generic access to traps anymore. You have to play 3, so you can set one with like a lab traps, and then you have a trap trick to get to your last one if your opponent has the gas to be able to play through your first Duruma Camera Cannon. Dominus Impulse. This card just reads trade for value. If you can deny end board pieces with this that are important, or you could just high roll your opponent when your opponent bricks or draws suboptimally, this card is really important, and it's also one of your only ways of interacting with your opponent getting their end board pieces onto the field. For example, Draco Tail. For example, Mitsurugi. This is really your only option sometimes. If you high roll this with a card like Transaction Rollback, you'll pretty much be able to stop your opponent. Not many decks can play through 2 impulses at the same time, so drawing this with this in the grave because of a furniture, or just somehow getting this in the grave somehow, is just really important. And I noticed today a lot of the decks that were doing really good were decks that played impulse. So Labrynth being one of them is pretty much proof in the pudding that I was able to do it because this card is just so strong in the format. In a Draco Tail Mitsurugi format, you can just high roll your opponent sometimes, and this card being able to do that is just so important. Also, okay, so I'll get to rollback later. The welcome traps, I played 2 welcome and 3 big welcome. You just don't want to overdraw on these anymore. These cards really don't end turns off 1 trap anymore. We don't have D-Barrier anymore. I would play 3 if I was allowed to play Dimensional Barrier, because that is turn ending. But your lab cards aren't really getting to turn ending traps anymore. You have to really play extremely flexibly, and not losing to Ash Blossom completely, or not losing completely to Bell by playing 2 Welcome Labyrinths is, I think, a really important. Okay. Hold on, my phone. 1 sec. Okay. And the last 2 cards, Transaction Rollback. So I love this card. It is like my favorite card of all time. Every time I saw this against any deck, actually, I just won. When you see this card as a 2 of, you'll draw it sometimes, and when you draw it sometimes with the right cards, you'll really just be able to like get into really weird game states where your opponent hand traps you, and then you play through the hand trap, or you use it as extra disruption. So I just love this card. I also did, my opponent impermed me on Ariana. I set this, I impermed back their backup, and they passed. Like this card, and then it gave me follow-up. Like it's just game winning sometimes, and I wish I could play it at 3, but you just don't want to draw it on its own. Okay, so pretty much that is the main deck, and it performed really well. I won a lot of game 1s. I didn't really have to win all the dice rolls, especially with the 3 Fua, and you could just really have a nice, like you can try to cheese games out with Equation Cannon, nobody really expects it. Okay, so let's get into the side deck. So side deck key matchups were Mitsurugi Yummy and Malice, actually. So I chose to play 3 Meowls over 3 Purlia, and I played 2 Purlia instead. The reason why is because I want to put less emphasis on K9, as I didn't think it would be as it represented, and Meowls is just a better card. I didn't draw Meowls into Mitsurugi Yummy, but I think this is the better card because it forces your opponent to, it kind of denies Herald more, whereas this card really doesn't because they can just play around it. And then another card that denies Herald or trades with Herald, because I'm trying to sequence Equation Cannon them, so is Nib. So I'm trying to draw into Nib off the Charmies, all those Charmies, and when you draw this card, you can also just chainlink one Nib, chainlink two Herald, and then you just chainlink three Furniture Pitch Nib to get your engine rolling, and then you also deal with the Herald. So that's pretty good. And also this is like a good flex to put in going first, and I'll explain more why, so this will come back. I also played 3 Lord of the Heavenly Prison, so this is, not only is it a going first card, it also is a going second card. Against decks like Mitsurugi Yummy and just pure Mitsurugi, being able to eradicate your opponent for spells is so important. This card gets you to engine and non-engine, and this card paired with any lab engine equals any trap in the game, which is really good. Against Dracotel, they really can't interact with you once you have this. So once you use this, they can't just, you just don't summon anything. You wait till the battle phase, and then you can try to crack their board from there and try to like deal with what's on their board. But I am also playing 3 Extrav in the main going first only, which means I'm taking out Equation Cannon, because I realized that Equation Cannon only gets value when your opponent has committed everything to the field, and usually that's at the end phase of when they're going first. So when you're going first, you just care most about the hand traps, which is Bell, Ash. You want to draw into your good non-engine. You want to draw into the rollbacks and the ability to play through Bell, Ash, Impulse. And so that's what I've focused it on. And I'm playing Erad, of course, to hit the spells. I'm always hitting spells, and then this plus Daruma is almost game ending. Like no deck can really play around it. You just save the Daruma for like the most optimal spot. And then I've also played Trapaholic and Setup. So the theory is that if I ever overdraw it on engine, which happens a lot because of this, you can just set up, and then you set Trapaholic and rollback. And this equals 2 activations of any trap against Mitsurugi Pure. You just erad them once to check for prayers and all that. And then once they use Habakiri to get to the ritual spell, you erad them once more time. And that's usually is like game ending. You could also set Impulse if you want to double Impulse your opponent, but I really value this card, this format. Just being able to have hand knowledge is so important. This backed up with a trap trick is like nobody can beat you. I just realized that when you're going first, engine is most important. I'm not really trying to DDG my opponent because that doesn't guarantee that I have my engine rolling. Like if they just Ash Bell me under DDG, I'm just still screwed anyway. And it doesn't completely trade 1-for-1 with the cards. If my engine is resolving, I'm able to hand rip them, and across turns, I'll be able to get advantage back. So even if their deck is gas, if I hit the starter, that's it. So Labrynth was good in Snake Eyes for that reason. Okay, to the extra deck. So this is a very funny extra deck. Chaos Angel, this is necessary. If you lose your lovely, if you lose your lady, this is your way of getting your big welcomes live in the grave again. It's a good, I make this a lot of times to check this Dracotel Sting because I really hate that card. It's really good against my deck for some reason. And then Muckracker. So Muckracker, you just need this card if sometimes you draw Backjack, right? So I'm not playing Anima anymore. So normal, just Backjack is really bad. Sometimes you need to get rid of the Backjack in the hand. You normal summon Ariana, you get, let's say you have like Trap Trick or Bell or like Big Welcome. You go Big Welcome, they negate it, and then you make Muckracker, summon back Ariana, discard Backjack. And then now you can dig more for ways of stopping your opponent because that is if your opponent hand traps you, your main goal is to pause them for 1 turn so you can continue living. So everything else is for Equation Cannon. So let's start with the fusions. Level 2 does not matter, does not come up ever. You're never summoning this. Fusionist, this cat is so cute. Elder Entity and this Entis. If your opponent is playing Nadir Servant package, I guess you could punish them a little bit. It's not good. But I wish there was a level 4 I could actually play that made sense. Rihan, Secret 6 Samurai, Rihan. I think I'm the only Labrynth player, or I'm the only player in the whole regional that had a 6 Sam card in the deck. I just wanted to be special. Shout out to Migi, shout out to MP5 Senpai. Archfiend's Manifestation. Like, I manifested that I would do good today. That's it. It does not matter. Okay, and then for the ranks, what does matter is that I went for level 2 to level 6. So you used to play level 1, but level 1 just doesn't come up enough. And when you use the level 1, you also need I think you need rank 6 as well. Otherwise, you're just never going to get the card count right, and you're never really. I mean, technically, it might be correct if you're trying to hit K9, but I'm just really not respecting that right now. And if need be against K9, you can just resolve SEC twice, and you'll eventually get it. They really can't recover if you do that. So, I just don't have space. Okay, for the XYZs, these actually are summonable. I just never did it. Djinn Buster, Soul Sweeper. So Djinn Buster is negate for Ash Blossom. This card is just outs cards, that's it. You can make it with 2 Servitories. Bamboozling Gossip Shadow and Darius. This like goes to battle phase and outs something. I'm pretty sure there's a better target than this. I'm trying to look for it right now. Gossip Shadow is anti-hand trap. You can make it with 2 Chandragleers. Gallant Granite and Dugar. So these actually come up. Never made it though. Gallant Granite can search either Nibiru or Lord of the Heavenly Prison. So this is pretty good. You just have to play it. I wouldn't play 2 of it. I mean, it does not matter. Let's be honest, guys. Dugaris is just deep draw. Get into like, just overwhelming your opponent with engine. Usually enough anyway. These 2 are the most summonable cards. Sometimes you normal Fulos, and then you like welcome summon Ariana, search something, and then you make Dugaris, dig for non-engine, or you search a Nib or something. Could come up. The only rank 5 that you could possibly play is either the one that looks like a B. I don't know what it's called, guys, but there's also this. So you make it by overlaying over this or this, and you just have a big body. That's it, literally it. So that's the deck profile, guys. What do you guys think? Did I cook? Was the death of Dimensional Barrier exaggerated? I'm cooking, guys. I'm on a generational run. I did really good today. For the last round, I was at table 1, and I lost to the winner, Thaddeus. He's a really cool guy. But, it sucks that I got 9th place. I really wanted to top, but I think I did my best. Never stop believing, Never stop believing. This deck is not bad. I mean, it's not unplayable, but I don't think it's really competitively viable still. Like, I wouldn't bring it if I was actively trying to win and something was on the line. But I love this deck. I will keep playing it. I will figure out the best way to play the deck. If you guys solve the siding patterns thing, please let me know. Let's build this deck together. And yeah, thank you guys for watching my deck profile. There will be a more in-depth guide, I suppose, on how to play this deck sometime soon. I want to make a skit. I want to make more content. So please support me. Please stay tuned. Follow my Twitter, Kiketsu no Iningen, or Kaihari, you'll find me. Or our YouTube channel, The Silver Castle. Shout out to Kai Matcha for making my cosplay. The wig is all her, the jacket, the wings. I mean, look at that. Shout out to them, shout out to Miggy, shout out for making the horns, and shout out to Ruby again. And yeah, see you guys around.